Hey everyone, welcome back to High PSI TV. Just like the title says, the Tahoe broke about 15 minutes after I got it off the dyno. And luckily it wasn't anything catastrophic. It scared me, scared everyone that was at the shop. We thought I broke it for good. So here's the scenario, here's what happened. Got the truck off the dyno, like you saw in the last video. 507 horsepower, 482 foot-pounds of torque. It was raining outside, but I still wanted to take it up the road, and everyone was, do a burnout, go beat on it. So I did, and went down the road, and it smoked a little bit, which kind of concerned me because it didn't smoke on the dyno at all. So got down the road about a quarter mile, turned around, came back, beating on it, just spinning because it was raining. Got back into the RPM Motorsports parking lot, and I whacked the gas one more time, let off, and it threw the belt. And at the same time, a huge cloud of smoke rolled out from under the hood.
I said, oh man. She said, oh man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today. And
you could imagine the look on my face. I wish I had the camera going, but it was dark and rainy, so I didn't. Stopped right next to the side door. Everyone's outside. Ryan was there, Chris was there, John was there watching me act stupid, and stopped, and I thought it was on fire. A lot of smoke coming out from under the hood. So I pop the hood, hop out, and we start looking under the hood, and we can't figure out what happened. The truck was still running. It had just thrown the belt off. So we thought maybe the blower locked up, or it lifted a head or something like that happened. And it smelled like coolant. So I ran inside, grabbed a flashlight, came back out, and this is what I found. So I popped the hood on the Tahoe, and it smelled like coolant. And we couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but there was coolant all in this back corner. So what we thought might have happened is it lifted a head and sprayed out a bunch of coolant, and we were just done having fun. But what actually happened was there's 2 plastic T's on the heater core back here behind the blower. And what those are for is for the heater core that's under the dash, and then there's another heater core for the auxiliary heat in the back of the truck for the rear seat passengers. And these plastic T's are known to break all the time. So I thought, well, when I put the blower on, I must have broken one of them. So the next day I got the truck in the shop, and this is what I found. So these plastic T's, like I said, are known for breaking, but it had actually broken off both sides. And I could not figure out why. I actually got some T's from Donnie, a guy that I work with, had some in his toolbox. And yesterday, I got ready to replace them. So I pulled the blower lid off and was looking at everything, trying to figure out what caused this issue. I thought maybe I had broken motor mount, and when the motor twisted up, it knocked the fittings off the firewall. So I got the new one slid on there, and I go to put the blower lid back on, and what I noticed was the meth injection stuck out like this on both sides. You can see I've added 90s to it on this side now. So the meth injection lines were actually laid right on top of the heater core lines, and I never thought much of it because they weren't touching. But if you torque this motor up, what happened is it laid across these heater hoses and it broke both fittings right off the firewall. So that is why we have 90-degree fittings for that side. Still have the straight fittings on this side, but I'll be changing that soon so that it matches on both sides, and then we're going to utilize the meth injection. So after a huge freak out, I thought I blew it up. I thought we were done. Luckily, it was something simple to fix, but this is the kind of stuff that happens when you build something that you've never done before. You overlook little things. This isn't really a little thing, but it was a stupid mistake on my part. I should have been checking for more clearance around the blower and making sure my motor mounts were good, which they are. I checked them yesterday. But scary situation for me, I've been waiting for weeks and weeks and weeks to get this thing completed. It was a lot of work. First time out driving it, I think I blow it up. And I was not happy, but I was okay with the fact. I said, we're making a lot of power. Things happen. It is what it is. It's nothing that I thought I did wrong until I found out what the problem was. Like I said, these are known to break. They're very brittle. And I thought that I might have cracked one when I put the blower on. Turns out it was the meth injection kit that actually knocked them both off the firewall. So got it all back together. I've been driving it for about a day, and it is so much fun. The next video, I'm going to be out there beating on it a little bit, but I need Chris, our tuner up at RPM, to work on some of the drivability issues before I really put a lot of miles on it. But LSA swap Tahoe, 500 wheel horsepower, way too much fun. It is so cool, and the blower whine is great. I was logging it while I was driving it. Inlet air temps stay cold, so the setup is working really well. The belt's been staying on, so you guys can see I switched over to a green HD belt. The only thing that's happened one time is the belt has walked to the front side of the blower pulley. So I've been driving it a little bit more after I put the belt back where it's supposed to be, and it's been staying on there. Gas mileage, not good. Running ethanol fuel, I have to run a bunch of it. As you guys know, you run more ethanol than you do pump gas. It's about 40% more. So I'm getting like 9 miles to the gallon. Luckily, it's only $1.90 a gallon, but I do have to fill it up a lot more often. Plans for this thing now is to get the drivability stuff worked out, and then I want to take it to the track. We'll take it down to Fayetteville again, quarter-mile track with the 24s on it, and see how much I picked up. It ran a 15.9 before I did the headers and the blower and all the other little stuff, fuel system. It did have a cam in it at the time. It ran a 15.9. So we'll get this thing back to the track, see what it does, and then I've got a set of 17-inch wheels that I'm going to put on it with some regular like Michelin tires, and see if it picks up any mile an hour with that. Like I said, it's fun. First gear, leaving my house, about 10 mile an hour roll. If I stab it, it'll spin the tires until I let off the throttle. So 500 horsepower SUV, definitely fun. I'm going to get some of the issues ironed out on this thing, and be on the lookout for more videos on this truck. I'm going to be driving it a lot, and it's going to get a lot of airtime on this channel. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget, merchandise is in the link below in the description. Be sure you like this video, and we'll see you next time.